Hope everyone's having a pretty good day today. I actually wanted to start doing something new to this channel because I usually do reviews and lists and stuff like that, but on the side, I am a game collector myself because I love collecting old video games. I've been doing this for almost 10 years now consistently, and my collection has just grown, bigger and bigger as time goes on. I've done a lot of reselling too, and just getting games that I want to get, and it's been a fun time, and definitely know why a lot of other people love doing this. I want to show you all 10 games that I got this month, which actually got a whole lot more than this, but 10 games that definitely stuck out that I wanted to play and try, and just to show you guys. Some of these you'll probably definitely know, but there might be something you may never have heard of, so you might learn something new today, who knows. But I'll show you these 10 games, and they're on my backlog, and I'm already beating them, at least some of them, and I'm going to beat some of them in the future. So sit back, relax, grab a beer, a Capri Sun, whatever you like to drink, and I'm going to show you 10 games that I bought recently that are pretty fun games and are curious games to show you. Tonic Trouble is a game I heard about a very long time ago. I think it was on a Did You Know Gaming episode back in like 2012 on YouTube or something like that, about Rayman. But anyways, Tonic Trouble is a 3D platformer on the N64 only, and this is kind of like the prototype version of what they were gonna make Rayman 2: The Great Escape. This game actually came out first. Ubisoft wanted to test out how it would be on a 3D engine, and it's not a bad game at all. It's very simple how it plays. Obviously, Rayman 2 is a little bit more fun than this, but it's more of like a puzzle platform kind of game. You do a lot of jumping, there's some power-ups, and it's a pretty cool game overall. It's nothing revolutionary or anything, but it's still cool to see a unique game like this only on the N64. Plus, I wanted to add this to my collection. I've been building it back up from the ground up for about a couple years now, so pretty cool game to add to my collection. And Dev, if you've never checked this one out, definitely give it a look and see what you think. Earthworm Jim. I've been looking for this game for years, but I wanted it for the Sega Genesis in the box. Well, looks like someone heard me. I actually found Earthworm Jim 2 about a month or two ago in the box for like 20 bucks. And my friend was with me last Friday at the game store. We found this for 20 bucks in the box, so I went ahead and swung and bought it. And this game is pretty fun, but man, I don't know about y'all, but this game is very tough too. I actually was stuck on this water level for quite a while, so I got a lot of footage here. This game is also on Super Nintendo, so if you're a Super Nintendo guy, you can definitely go that route if you want to, but a lot of people definitely think that this game is better played on the Genesis. Dude, this game's soundtrack is also awesome too. I'd listen to the soundtrack alone instead of just playing the game. And I'm about halfway done with this game. It is a little bit of a challenge, so I'm definitely trying to get better at playing it. Earthworm Jim, I mean, this is definitely one you gotta play, and you can play it on new systems, so check this one out. Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon. This is definitely one that I remember whenever they announced this a few years ago, that I really wanted to get this one, but I didn't really feel like $60 was justifiable to purchase. So I waited, and I got a deal for 25 bucks on Best Buy just recently, so I'm glad I did. I didn't dive too deep into this one, because I am saving this one to play it all the way through later, since I'm already in the middle of some stuff right now. But this game is pretty cool in terms of artwork and stuff. It's definitely different than the regular Bayonetta games, because those are more like hack and slash games. This one focuses more on action adventure. And I definitely like the way and the art style of this one quite a bit, and the music is also very good. I definitely want to jump into this one a little further and definitely get to some more gameplay that I missed off, but I wanted to show this one off in case anyone would be interested in a game like this. This is definitely one that could be, worth picking up, especially for $20 or so. I mean, you can't beat that. A very good addition to add to your Switch collection too. Featuring Fear Files I just got at GameStop about a few weeks ago, and I had a GameStop gift card that my girlfriend's mother gave me for Christmas, so I saw it for $30 and I was like, hey, why not? I'll get this game. I've been looking for a while on it. And I've beaten the first 2 Fear games, and this game pretty much follows off right after the first game, and it plays exactly the same. It's a pretty good game. It definitely has a little bit of outdatedness going for it, because I think the second game is definitely better than the first one in almost every way. But this is one I want to check out sometime, and I think it's backwards compatible in the Series X, so definitely want to do that and play it that way. But Fear Files, if you're a big Fear fan, definitely want to add it to your collection. It's one of those $30 to $40 Xbox 360 games, so if you see it for cheap, I'd pick this one up. Fatal Inertia is a game I picked up recently, and I passed on it like over a year ago. It was like $10 at the game store. Well, if anyone's been watching the 360 prices go up, this game skyrocketed last year in the spring to over $100. Just this past weekend, I found a Facebook lot with like 20 games, and it was one of the games. I only paid $75, so I got this for really nothing. This game is a racing game though, a lot like Wipeout. It's definitely what they had in mind here, and it plays pretty good, and it's not bad, it's definitely decent. I feel like it's missing something though. Something about the game's menus or something, I don't know. It just feels like they kind of slapped this one together and called it a day, but it's not bad at all. I played this for a little bit, and I thought the gameplay was cool and all and fun, but is it better than Wipeout? I don't know. I think I do like Wipeout a little bit more. But Fatal Inertia is definitely worth looking at if you can find a good deal on it. It goes for around $60 right now, so I might, would suggest wait off right now to see if it goes down further, which it very well could be, going down lower in price. Pick this one up though if you like racing games. Rolling Thunder 2. I wasn't even looking for this game, but I found this at the game store just a couple weeks ago, and it was in the box when I bought it. It was only for $30 too, and this one goes for a lot more than that in the box, and never heard of it, but I saw Namco's name on it, so I wanted to give it a shot. This is definitely a arcade style game. It's actually an arcade port on the Genesis here, and it's an action side-scroller, kind of run-and-gun game. Reminds me of games like Codename Viper on the NES, and I like that game too. This one's pretty cool though. I like the arcade action, love the pixels, love the soundtrack, and just the gameplay overall. Not much here going on though. It's about what you see, what you get here, but I definitely think Rolling Thunder 2 is definitely worth a look, especially on the Sega Genesis. You can also play co-op too if you want, so if you ever got a friend over, you can definitely play together on this game. This would be a fun one to do that way. Rolling Thunder 2 or all the Rolling Thunder games, I definitely would want to check out the rest of these too someday, so if you're interested, definitely look at this one, it's pretty cool. Cygni All Guns Blazing. This is a game I heard about on multiple YouTube channels lately, and they talk about how good this game is. Well, I wanted it for the Xbox Series X, and it took a while for me to find a copy of it brand new, but I finally got a hold of it, and I just checked it out. And this game is freaking awesome. This game looks fantastic, and this game is also very, very tough. But, shoot 'em ups in general are tough, as I've mentioned before in other videos, but this game just rocks completely. This is one I've got on my backlog, so I'm definitely going to be playing this at some point this year, but this is also about like a $30 to $40 game. You can get it on PS5 pretty easily. I saw a lot of copies on the web, so this is definitely one you got to check out if you like shoot 'em ups, and it's a modern shoot 'em up. It just came out last year, so a really cool game to add to your collection if you like these kind of games. the Falconeer. I was actually scrolling on Best Buy when I came across this. I never heard of it before, but it was only $10, so I bought it for the Xbox Series X, and it's a pretty cool game. You've played, you know, flight games like Star Wars Rogue Squadron or Ace Combat or anything of the like. You'll be right at home with this one. It's a pretty cool game, though. It's not that old. Maybe it came out like a few years ago, if I had to imagine. But you're on a Falcon, and it looks really nice. It's got good graphics. It's got good gameplay. And I love the, you know, whole aesthetic of everything going on here with this one. This one's also on PlayStation. A lot of these are, you know, Xbox games and PlayStation games. They all kind of share each other. There's not too many exclusives for each platform these days, but I just prefer Xbox when it comes to new releases, personally. This is definitely one I may come to someday. Pretty cool game, though. I like this a lot. So, the Falconeer, you can get this for very cheap on the web. So, if you want a cheap, you know, 3D flight game, well, here you go.
What a sight! It's made the Salamount family wealthy and competitive. You can smell their greed from here.
Resident Evil Revelations 2. Resident Evil Revelations 1 is actually the first Resident Evil game I ever played. I played it when it was new on the 3DS, so I was like 20 years old when it came out, and I've been wanting to play the second one for quite a while, and I've owned it for a while too. And I played it on Xbox One, and the game is actually quite good. I'd say it's probably one of my personal favorite Resident Evils. I mean, there's not really a bad one in the main series, in my opinion, but Revelations 2 is very good. I like the whole plot with, you know, Claire Redfield going on, as well as Barry Burton. I really, really love that. He's trying to find his daughter, and his story takes place 6 months after Claire's, and it just kind of all blends together very well when you get to the end. And I thought it was a lot of fun. I love Resident Evil. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. I just love the gameplay and, you know, the scope and the plots and all that stuff. This is a very cheap game to get to on modern hardware, so I definitely recommend picking this one up. This one's a great game.
What? Who the fuck is quoting poetry?
Are you afraid? You can tell me. Talk to me.
Panzer Dragoon. I've been wanting to play this game for a very long time since I ever heard about it, you know, years ago. And I know there's modern ways to play this game, but I really wanted to own the physical copy on the Sega Saturn. Well, I do have a Sega Saturn, a Japanese model, and I did buy this game, and I love this game. This game is awesome. It's like Star Fox, but you're on a dragon, but it has a twist to it. You can like do these homing attacks and stuff on your enemies, and you can turn your viewpoint all around you, and I thought that was really cool. And it's just a fun game overall. It shows its age a little bit, but in my personal opinion, if you know this channel at all, I love PS1 games, so the Sega Saturn is always welcome in my book. I definitely want to play the second game as well as the other entries in the series, even Saga, even though that game costs like $2,000. But Panzer Dragoon is awesome. If you've never played the games before, you can always play the Orta game on Xbox, which it's included on there, I believe, or play the remake that came out on Switch and PS4. So, Panzer Dragoon is a great rail shooting series. And there you have it. Those are 10 games that I got, and a lot of games that I got this last month that I definitely wanted to show off and just show you guys that were pretty fun to play, and you may or may not know about it, and just, yeah, collecting's a lot of fun. I might do some more of these in the future, because I do like talking about some of the games in my collection, especially ones I pick up that, you know, I've never played before, or I have played before, or for the sake of owning it, or whatever. So I do plan to do more videos like this in the future, revolving around doing collecting. Do any of you guys like to collect games too? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear about your pickups that you got recently or over the years in the past. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Y'all take it easy.